If you're headed to a Final Fantasy pre-release, this is going to be a great preparation video for you. What up? It's your girl ZBexx, and I'm playing Final Fantasy on MTGArena today. Wizards gave me a loaded account, and I want to give you some expectations of what to expect if you're heading into the pre-release. So we're going to do Sealed. When you head to your local game store to play Sealed, you're going to get 6 booster packs, which is exactly what we're doing today. So let's open our packs, build our deck, and play some games. Open! Sesame! Okay, I'll admit, I was hoping for the Buster Blade because that is a great equipment that you can use no matter what color you play. But I got some pretty sweet stuff. That one's really loud. We'll turn it down a tiny bit. There we go. Oh, and the stream deck a little bit too. There you go. Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier. 3 mana, 3/3. Whenever it enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card. And whenever another creature dies, not just one that you control, yours or your opponent's, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. If this is the 4th time this ability has resolved this turn, transform Sephiroth, which goes into the One-Winged Angel, a 5/5 flyer. And as it transforms, you get the emblem with the gain drain ability. And whenever it attacks, you can sacrifice any number of creatures to draw that many cards. We also have Bolas's Tower, Kefka's Tower, Bolas's Citadel, which is a pretty fun card. I have 2 Genova Ancient Calamities, so I feel like the pool is telling me to go black-green. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to Genova's power on up to 1 other target creature. It becomes a mutant, and whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, you draw cards equal to its power. I have so much card draw. Now, this is an 8-drop, so it's less likely that I will get to cast it, but demons I control have Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. At the beginning of combat on my turn, I can exile 1 target creature from a graveyard, not just mine, opponents too. And if I exile a card this way, I can create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 5/5 black demon. So even if they play something like a 1/1 flyer, I could have a 5/5 black demon flyer, which seems pretty cool. Other cards in my pool, I did get this nice blue-white lifelink 2/2 that mills. Probably not going to play it with the other stuff that I got. Aerith, maybe I might consider splashing white, a 2/2 lifelink for 3, but whenever I gain life, I get to put a counter on her, and with Sephiroth, that could work really cool together. And then, of course, when she dies, I'll put counters on each legendary creatures, where X was the number of counters on Aerith. And then I did get a town, one of the new land subtypes introduced with Final Fantasy, Xenarchon, Ancient Metropolis. They have the adventure portion where you can create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token and put a +1 counter on it for each land you control. Or as it enters regularly, it enters tapped and adds a green. Let's get into our pool. I'm feeling the game drain with Aerith and Sephiroth. I think the curve on those is pretty low, both only costing 3 mana. I love removal. We're going to run both of these pieces of removal. Arden the Usurper, I mean, it's at the very top end. I'm concerned it's just going to be a card in my hand that I'm going to never get to play. So we'll think about adding that potentially last. Other things I like playing in life, white, we've got Lifelink, a 2/1 for 2. If I have enough equipment, we could run that. The bird has flash and can bounce something. It's a 2/2 for 2, so we just like that on curve. Aerith Rescue Mission can create 3 tokens or tap a bunch of creatures. This could be good for an alpha strike. Keep it in mind. A 3/3 flyer that deals 4 damage to target tapped creature. We love removal. This 2/2 for 4 seems a little expensive. It's just a common. Also cares about equipment. So we'll come back to the equipment liking creatures. Oh, more removal. Let's run both of these. It could be only a 3-cost spell if it targets a tapped creature, and it can get rid of any permanent. So that's going to be good for planeswalkers, equipment, enchantment, stuff that our other black removal spell can't hit. And Grahatia, a 3/5 with reach. We love having reach in play. And also draws me cards when creatures die. So I might want to run the Aerith Rescue Mission just so I have more heroes that can die that I can sacrifice to draw cards. I'm really thinking about those right now. But we're going to come back to that. What's up, Cromped? Looking forward to judging the pre-release this weekend. Going to be exciting to see how many new and returning players show up. Oh, I bet there will be a lot of new coming back to Magic players because of this set. I'm skipping over the blue right now just because I want to fill my deck up with good black cards since I know I want to play these rares. Black Mage's Rod. Job Select is nice because it's going to create a token for me. It is an equipment, so we might think about running that with our equipment theme. Demon Wall, a 3/3 with Menace. And as long as it has a counter on it, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. This is just good even if it only has Defender. It's going to be a great blocker, so I'm going to play that. We have ways to put counters on things. Making an opponent discard a card for 2 seems potentially okay. Vincent's Limit Break, tiered, so I could choose one mode and pay its additional costs. For the cost of 2, I'm going to target creature gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control and has the base tower of... Oh, that's pretty nice. I lose a creature, but I'm going to save it and get a creature in its place. It returns tapped, but I kind of like that. Especially if I'm, like, sacrificing creatures. It's still always only 2 toughness. We'll come back to that. Here's another equipment with Job Select. Equipped creature gets +3/+0 at night. Equip, pay 3 life. Activate only once each turn. That could be good. Fight on. Return up to 2 target creature cards graveyard to hand. When this creature enters, destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. I like that. Always a good trick to get rid of your opponent's stuff on board. Phantom Train. Sacrifice another artifact or creature. I love a good sack outlet. It is a vehicle, so you have to remember that you're not necessarily having it automatically as a 4/4. You do have to tap another creature. Oh, it actually doesn't have your traditional crew cost. Literally the sacrifice artifact or creature each turn. So that's interesting. Yeah, Phantom Train is a phenomenal sack outlet. So I got potential here. The Final Days, I have a couple of these. Create 2 tapped 2/2 black horror creature tokens. It does have flashback, which is nice. I really like that. I like this as much even more than the white spell that cost 4. They're just bigger tokens. They do enter tapped, but it has so much reutilization with that flashback. Boris's Citadel, I'm tempted to play just because it's such a cool card. It could lose me life really fast, and I don't know if I'll get up to 10 permanents fast enough. We're going to think on that. Think about that. And this 6-drop 4/4 has swamp cycling, so anything with swamp cycling seems like it could be fine. You might just pay the 2 and cycle with it. All right, we need to check out some of our equipment and our green stuff. We might splash green, red, or white. Excuse me, red, blue, or green. But let's see what else we have here in some colors we already know for sure we're going in. None of the 2 color pairings are black-white, but I do have some good town support to be able to add mana of any color. Elixir. Enters tapped. Shuffle all non-land cards from your graveyard into your library. Gain life equal to the number of cards shuffled into your library this way. Expensive to activate. Ooh, destroys a permanent for 6 and sacrificing it. This is not a draft. This is sealed. Instant ramen. Flash. When this artifact enters, draw a card. Blitzball. Add a mana of any color. Sacrifice it to draw 2 cards. The mana rock will be good if we end up adding a 3rd color. And this Iron Giant also could be pretty good at the top end, but you know, it is 7 mana, so I think we need to play Aerith Rescue Mission, at least one of them. I don't want to run too many 4-drops, but let's peruse our blue, red, and green just to see if there's anything we need to do before potentially adding equipment for these other white equipment creatures, or adding the green for the 2 black-green rares that we opened. That seemed pretty good. I mean, a 1/5, the black-green card, that's a good blocker and can bide me time to get to some of these higher cost spells. As far as blue goes, I'm not like totally crazy about it. Let's check out the red. I like self-destruct. I like laughing mad. I think I'm going to splash the green though. That pool is just telling me to. +3/+3 and trample until end of turn. I love a good trick. And it pumps the defense too, so I could save a creature with that. I like Mana Dorks to help me accelerate to some of the higher cost stuff that I might play. The Bard's Bow gives reach, which could be potentially huge. There is a lot of equipment in this set, so I do see the payoff potentially here. Now, at the high end of the green mana curve, the Gigantitoad, if I get to 7 or more lands, it's already on curve as a hill giant. I just think that's good. Colosseum Behemoth, it's pretty huge, but it has a good payoff. And Blam T-Rexar, it's 4 cycling. We're going to play it just because it has cycling. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play both of these Genova Ancient Calamities because I think that's cool. We'll play our green-white land so that we have support for that. Renoa Heartilly, a 4/4 for 5. When it enters, it creates a green and white legendary dog creature token. Well, I mean, Halo may have left the stream momentarily, but when she comes back, that seems fun. Okay, so without even looking at the equipment or some of the higher cost cards, I'm already pretty close to 40. Can I see my deck in this layout? That'd be great, thanks. I have no 1-drops. I have quite a few 4-drops, and I could use some 3-drops or some 1-drops. What do I got? I'm not totally loving the Aerith rescue mission. I actually don't have like any 1-drops in this pool. I'm tempted for Vincent's Limit Break. I'm tempted for Kefka's Power. I'm tempted for Phantom Train. I've got enough ramp. I'm tempted to play Arden, but I'm scared it's just going to be an 8-drop sitting in my hand. If you are building a sealed pool, 5 and 6, if you're playing against a really fast deck, 5 and 6 mana can be really tough to get to. I don't know how fast or slow this format is yet because I haven't played any sealed like most of you will be when you walk up to your pre-release at your local game store. Like, I'd almost rather play Elixir or Lunatic Pandora to have extra removal here. Or potentially the Iron Giant as just a big Vigilance Reach Trample that's annoying to deal with. It is 7 cost. Let's check out the chat to see what they say. I see I've got some messages here. What's up? What's the question? Yeah, and Crompt was pointing out, more importantly, Renoa, whenever she attacks another target creature you control, gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature you control. That's huge. Yeah, it's a shame I don't have any 1-drops. Also, hello. Arizona, welcome. This lifelink could be good because I don't remember why, but more 2-drops seems okay. Something I can trade off early on. I don't think I'm playing any equipment right now, so it's never going to be buffed. There is potential for a really good equipment-themed deck. I just don't think with the cards that I'm playing here, that's the direction that I'm going. What happened to the general chat? I'm not quite sure. I can still see your messages. Someone else viewing on Twitch might have to give you some help on that one. I could run the Black Mage's Rod just to create another token, have some more damage. It's not like my favorite though. Like, I like the Dark Knight's Great Sword a little bit better. I'm still tempted for this Vincent's Limit Break. I think I've been talking about that a bunch. I'm going to put in there. Chat, do you feel like you like this deck? Do you think I should try Bolas's Citadel, Arden, or the Iron Giant at all? Or the Phantom Train? I kind of like having my curve low. So I think this is where I might keep it unless I hear otherwise from y'all. Put Sephiroth on the cover of the box. Yeah, Crompt says equipment would definitely be a Boros colored deck instead. All right, well, if you don't know, when you're playing a pre-release, you are allowed to edit your deck in between rounds. So this is what I'm going to start off with for my first match, and we'll see how it goes. Obviously, your pre-release might only be 3 to 5 rounds, so you're not going to have infinite times to test out the same starting pool. Just like on Arena, once you get 3 losses, it's done. But I think this seems pretty fun, so let's give it a try. All right, we are playing against Zabracus. Oh my gosh, my first game against one of my other favorite Z girls. Hey, and I've got potentially Natural Tron. Good luck to Zabracus. I've got my early Defender to drop and a nice curve, so we'll go ahead and keep on the draw. Do I need to turn down the arena sounds at all, chat? Let me know. I didn't see the Chocobo pet in this store. I'll have to go look for that. I just saw the fairy. Zabracus played a 2/2. When it dies, create a treasure. Oh, I would have liked to have one of those. Well, I'll play my defender. Ah, yes, the really helpful printouts where you can see the different archetype. Those are usually included in the pre-release kits. So if you're confused about what to build at your event, make sure to check those out. And you can always call a judge and ask for help. You might be surprised how many experienced Magic players are willing to help you if you have questions at an event. Ah, Suplex. That was pretty good. All right. Just keep playing some stuff. I don't get any value off of this, but that's okay. We just need to keep playing stuff. Get rid of her Suplex. It's exiled. No chance to recall that. I can take a few hits for now. Ooh, Gallus. Oh, you're gonna make me sacrifice a creature token? A non-token creature? Yeah, I figured. Okay. Let's get some white mana down here since we haven't yet drawn a white source. And, yeah, that was it for me. Rats! More rats! Alright, now we can at least get our big 4/4 out there. Let's do that. We need to block stuff. These two tapped tokens are not going to be super helpful. She's going to play something with haste. Oh, removal for days. What is this? My girl, I'm down at 6 life. It is not looking that great for me. I could destroy one thing so that I only go down to 2. Or I can play 2 tapped black zombies. I guess we pass and use our combat trick in case she tries to pump one of her creatures. I'm not dead yet, but if she has another creature in her hand that's big, I could be in trouble. Okay, so here's why we waited. This is why you hold your instance for your opponent's turn. She's going to get to give one of her creatures +2/+0 from this enchantment. We will be destroying the creature that she chooses. We need the creature to be tapped so that my spell's cost is reduced. We're hanging in there. Can we stabilize? Questionable. Ah, that could be very helpful. I'm still a land off from doing anything. I could play Renoa. She has 1 card in hand. I think as long as she doesn't have a creature with haste, we're okay to save Sephiroth's intervention, because if she has a removal spell for my creature, I'm just dead. So let's pass it back to her and see what happens. We know that Gallus is going to be bigger. So let's use Sephiroth's intervention now and get by here for one more turn. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell. Well, thankfully she only has one card in her hand. All right, now. Yes, we would like her to discard a card. Let's play Marlboro. Have a big old blocker. Make her discard the card in her hand. Hopefully it's a non-creature spell that she can't cast. So that it's gone. All right. Discard that card, Zabs. Oh. All right, good play. She was able to remove my creature, which means she's going to get through for 3 here. I'm hanging on at 1 life. But I've got another big baddie that's going to gain me some life. I needed that. The T-Rex are coming in clutch. And I just want to show we have not gotten to 7 or 8 mana yet. This is what I'm talking about when you be careful if you're really tempted to run those high costing cards. I don't even have triple black yet, the 8 cost one. So if you're running 3 colors, also be aware of the pips that your cards require to cast. All right. We've got 7 mana now, so we could play both Renoa and have a spell on lock and get an additional blocker here with our dog token coming into play. I feel pretty good about this. I'm only at 4 life. Can I save Renoa? I think I need to stay back on defense. I'm at such low life right now. Give me one more turn to play the final days and untap, and I'll feel a lot better about it. But yeah, she's got the Elder that's doing good work, dealing damage to me just with these non-creature spells. Yeah, chat says I need more of a wall. Good, we didn't attack. All right, she's thinking about what cards she's going to put into her hand. 3 cards in limited can be quite a good look. Oh, she has Sephiroth in her deck, too. The Darkness Crystal. Ugh. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and you gain 2 life. Ooh, the replacement effects. Ooh. So I think that means Vincent Limits Break could be not as great. Need to get rid of the token. Yeah, I do. Oh, they're not even attacking? I don't have any removal to, like, hit the token. I think I just want to get out more bodies. I don't really know if I can effectively hold up if she has any non-creature spells, and she has one already. I need to swing with the T-Rex. I could even, if I swing with, I'd only have 2 blockers then. But another target creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Let's just... This is ballsy, but we're going to do it. I think I have to swing with both of them. We're going to give the T-Rex, who has trample, plus equal to all of the creatures I control. So it is a 12/12. One more swing from me, and I could potentially win this game. as long as she doesn't get another... She does have 8 mana. That flashback spell, she doesn't have quite enough to do it all this turn. Unless she drew another cheap non-creature spell. It's really close, fam. This game, we actually have stabilized pretty well. Oh no! Oh no, another removal spell! That was a good game. Congratulations, Zabracus. Okay, so that was our first round. Let's take a look at some stuff here. The final days, I wasn't really loving so much with those tap tokens. They did make my beast really big, but I never wanted to play it earlier because I didn't have anything that I could block with. So I think in place of that, I want to lower my curve a little bit, even getting a little bit of lifelink early on if I trade, which means I want to put in an artifact as well. An equipment. Potentially this cheap job select. Here's another one that gives +2/+2 in reach. We haven't seen a ton of flying yet, but that doesn't mean that it's not out there. So I'm kind of deciding between the Bard's Bow or Black Mage's Rod or Dark Knight's Greatsword. This one only costs 2, but doesn't have quite as strong as an effect. It does help deal damage and costs 3 to equip. This one costs 3 life to equip and costs 1 more mana. I think the Black Mage's Rod might be better here, but the bow, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, I do have quite a bit of removal. It's between the Black Mage's Rod or the bow for me right now. 3 mana. Oh, it costs 6 to equip. All right. That's very high equip cost. Let's go with the Black Mage's Rod. All right. We'll give this a try and see how it goes. That was a super close game. All right. Here we go. We are playing against Kurohitsuki! Oh, I am so excited that I get to be playing against all of my creator friends today. And this is a mulligan. We've got black and green with all white cards. So let's throw it back and see what else we get. This is a little bit better. We've got our defender guy. We've got choices on land, our removal spell. What is this one? Let's throw this one back, keep our removal, because this one we didn't like playing without the benefit early on last game. See how it goes. All right, good luck, Kuro. I am going to want white mana pretty soon, so let's go ahead and start off with the Crossroad Village tap and make it add white. And for those of you watching live on Twitch, we got the Prodigy playing in the background right now, so I am vibing. The song just like, so Breathe, the title of the song. This song just makes me feel like a badass. Reminds me of a scene in Charlie's Angels. All right, we've got Kuro is playing the Black Mage's Rod and playing blue, red, and either black and green or something else. They've got the town, which is pretty cool. Maybe they're playing 4 colors. We are unsure. Can't quite do anything yet, so let's just set up. Yeah, what? Kuro is playing 5-color. What is 5-color in this set? Somebody answer me in the comments. Why are they playing 5 colors in sealed? Not something I usually recommend unless you're just wanting to have a good time and force stuff. Can be complicated to see which colors of land you draw with the colors of spell you draw. Kenrith? Do you think they have Kenrith in their pool? Prowess. This could get out of my range, but let's go for the trade here. I could have traded with the other little guy, but... Alright. All of these little guys don't feel like worth using my removal spell on, so let's play our big Gigantode. Prompt said, I genuinely think it's a mage's deck with 5 colors to run all the non-creatures. And Carther says 5 colors, they just want to play all the cards. All right, they've got Ultima, Origin of Oblivion. Huh. Interesting. Let's get rid of that. That seems like a great thing to use a removal spell on. They're tapped out, so I felt like that was a great opportunity to use it. Now, are they going to want to trade 2 of their creatures to my 1? They get non-creature triggers and attack triggers. Am I ready to lose my Toad? I don't think so. Let's hang back a little bit. They only have 2 cards in their hand. Oh, this guy. Yeah, okay. They're getting pretty wide, but we can still hold back now. Make some smart blocks. Anything they attack with, I can block and still have my Gigantode live. So I think we're kind of keeping them off attacks. Unless they really want that attack trigger. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, and I will say with these non-creature spells, they benefit really well with all of the equipment that they're playing in the deck. This is a good example of how an equipment deck might look. Yeah, lots of pinging. I've got these instant spell removals that I can save. Don't want them to gain that much life, but I want to have some good blockers. We've got instant speed. I didn't play a land yet for the turn? All right. We're in top deck mode, and I feel like this board isn't that threatening. Sure, put all of your stuff on that guy. Sure, put all your stuff on that guy. I can just get rid of it instead of trading with my creature. I guess I could have gotten rid of it before they attacked, but whatever, it's 1 life. Do I want to get rid of a non-land permanent for less? Let's just get rid of a creature. I did like doing it after they declared attackers, though, so they didn't know my trick was coming. There is something to be said about that. All right, cool. We got reach. I like that. We want that out there first. We feel pretty good about attacking now. They could equip some stuff, but they just have only 3 power. Let's attack with our Gigantode. Yeah, we'll take some ping damage. That's okay. They've got kind of a black, red, white equipment deck. Splashing blue and green for we don't know what. Maybe just more equipment. Alright, equipping this stuff up, but not attacking. My toad is gonna get bigger. Look at that. Bing! Feeling pretty good now. I've got removal on lock. Let's attack with the toad. And Braha. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Gonna equip that? That's fine. I dare you to tap it and attack. Are you gonna equip more to it? That's fine. I dare you to attack. Oops. Yeah, I'm sure. That's the one I want to do, yeah? Why wouldn't I want to target it? That was a weird prompt arena. That was definitely the creature I wanted to get rid of. All right. Hey, now we have our job select out. Our guy is finally a little bit bigger. That's nice. Good for blocking. I think we're still leaving the Steiner back, though, just so we can... They could double block and trade with it. Maybe that's okay. If they want to trade with it, they'll have less things to equip their equipment to. Let's do it. This is as big as he's ever going to get. That's the only equipment in my deck. At very worst, I still gain 3 life. Yeah, I was gonna say, you got to block that 6/6. That was nice. Chat says, Arena's like, hey, if you can't pay the 1, this spell is gonna be countered. Okay. Fortunately, I had plenty of mana. Gladiolus Amasita. When it enters, search your library for a land. It enters tapped, then shuffle. Finally get to see why you're playing some green. A big card. What's the cost on that? 6 for 6/6? Ah, and landfall pumps another thing. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna attack. Hey, we got our other removal spell. That's pretty cool. I think we just target that without even worrying about life. Get it out of here. And then we're just going to attack with a lot of things. All right. We got our first victory, Fab Fam. Running lots of removal is a good thing. All right, I think I really liked that switch of having the lower cost creature with a lower cost equipment. And you can see there exactly what I was talking about not wanting to play that 4 mana spell that has tap tokens, where I'd much rather have one creature that I could potentially trade with And even if I had only lost the creature and gained 2 life, still better than having a spell in my hand that I can't cast. I want to emphasize that so much for anybody new to pre-release or returning to Magic. Having spells you can cast is better than not. And now I'm playing Voxy. All right, good luck, Voxy. Hey, I've got white mana I can play this time with my Crossroads Village. I've got Genova for the first time. Let's try it out. I did see that Voxy was recently starting to play Final Fantasy. 10 is the first game that she's choosing, so I'm not surprised at all that she has Tidus as her avatar. She's got the 1-drop I wish I had. If you have Saw's Chocobo, I would recommend playing it if you're going to play green. As you can see, it gets bigger. Let's go ahead and attack. I don't think she's going to block. She wants her Chocobo to grow up to be a big race boy. And I think I can count on her attacking me back. So I'm going to count on that being tapped and playing my Fate of the Suncrist for cheap. Rather than playing this, which would have a non-effect since no creature took damage this turn. Ah, she didn't attack. Interesting. Let's play Genova. It's a fine blocker to get me by. All right, we'll offer the trade again. Ah, it will not be a trade because you're going to make your Chocobo bigger. I see. Well, we drew out a spell. It's actually going to be even bigger because it gets the counter from the spell and a counter from the landfall trigger. That was pretty cool. However, I did get to draw 3 cards from my creature dying, so, you know, all works out. All right, now I'm not going to be able to use Genova just to block this Chocobo, but I will probably be casting Fate of the Suncrist next turn. You got the fat Chocobo. That's cute. I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen some other lands. With drawing 3 cards, I kind of just want to get rid of this Chocobo now. These things are going to be problematic. Hopefully she's out of drawing lands for now. 4 damage to target tapped creature. So we want to save this for another turn. Otherwise, yeah, let's just go to combat. Do I have to target another creature? I don't. I want to submit 0, thanks. You do not have to target them. Alright, and we're going to have to discard now. I mean, shoot. Let's just get rid of this now. I don't want to have to discard. We're not going to be tricksy. And Voxy's playing blue, so we don't want our spell to be countered either. That's a good reason to cast something when your opponent is all tapped out. All right, Chocobo lady, what you got next? You Chocobo breeder, you. Sephiroth murdering a Chocobo. That's right. If they're not racing for me, they're not racing for anybody. She's probably got some tricks, but let's just go for the block. All right. That's fine. Okay, not so bad. We got another land. This is great. I think I want to get rid of this fat Choco because I don't want her creatures to get trample. Looting or flying. Either that or I can play draw a Tia with reach. I'm just going to get rid of the fat Chocobo. Or bird murderers over here. And we can save Ambrosia to flash in. And we're saving Genova as a blocker. I probably won't bounce something to my hand, but if she targets Genova, then I definitely will. Otherwise, it's a May ability, so you don't have to return something to your hand. Mills half of their library, rounded down. Okay. Got Sephiroth out of my library, so there's that. Attacking with the flyer. It's fine. She's checking out everything that I discarded. There's a lot of stuff in there. Quite a few lands, so hopefully I have quite a few more spells coming in. I guess I could have returned a land to get the landfall trigger, but hopefully I just draw a land. Because, you know, casting the 6-drop spells would be good. That is something that I could have done, just as a note. But I was hoping to be able to play six costs worth of spells on my turn. I think I just need to get in some flying blocking right now. That seems great. So Freya can't touch me. I don't think this is like the best attack. So we're just going to hang out. All right, and then soon I will play Summon Primal Garuda. If I get, you know, a land next turn, that could be fun to get rid of something. She's up to 6 land already with all of her tricks. Oh, I got Renoa. Okay, well, that's cool. I like that, too. I could also potentially see if she'll go for the block with... I could destroy the Gigantitoad with this card. I don't know what I'd be willing to sacrifice to the wind, though. Maybe Ambrosia. I keep putting counters on stuff, though. I could get rid of stuff a lot of different ways. Let's play Renoa. I just really like this card. Get my dog. put a counter on Renoa. So she's bigger. I'm not really attacking into this. I have a lot of cards. I feel the card advantage right now. She's looting for stuff. But we have 2 potential removal spells we can play next turn. We've got a sneak trample effect. Ideally, I would like to get another land so that I can attack, have my pump spell, and then if she has any tricks, have my 4 damage spell as well. I have a lot of options right now, and we're both still at 18 life, so there's a lot of stuff that could happen. I might just take 6 if she attacks with the toad. I don't want to lose anything yet. Nah, she's not attacking. Sick. We got our land. That's sick. I think we're just going to attack now. We'll make Renoa bigger. We're going to attack with Renoa and Ambrosia. And I think I'm going to leave my Reacher back. All right, I like this. This feels pretty good. Yeah, that's for blinking my dog. All right, we're going to give Renoa trample. We're not losing her to the toad. All right, and now we want to stop her from looting. Oh, it's a tapped creature. That's okay. We have a 3/3 flyer. It only targets a tapped creature, but that's okay. We have a 3/3 flyer. And Renoa, who can give it +5/+5, equal to the number of creatures I control, which if I don't draw any more removal, then I'm probably just going to play my T-Rex. Or if I do draw a land, then I'll play like the Gigantitoad and the Q-Trub. You got the reach. That's fine. That's fine. It's not going to be big enough. Oh, I can give something flying? Oh, that's so good. I didn't even read through all of this stuff on the saga. That's so good. Wow. All right. Yeah, just in case she has any tricks, we'll save this for afterwards. Let's go to combat. Make this out of range of your Reacher. Make it a mutant. And then we'll attack with both of these. And even Ambrosia Whiteheart, because we wouldn't mind drawing more cards. That seems good. Oh, Genova would have been a better choice. Well, that's okay. Just pump everything real big. Make you make life choices. I mean, honestly, I don't feel like there was a bad choice here. I wasn't attacking with Genova, so... I am clearing her board and lowering her life. That's what really matters. Yeah, it's debatable how you like playing Magic, what the correct choice was. I'm just trying to keep the speed going here. Well-timed game. Now, did something take damage this turn? No, it didn't. So let's just play our big T-Rex. Can I? Oh, I don't have double green. I can't play that. All right, we'll go ahead and play the Gigantitoad then. And we'll go ahead and play this guy too. Does anything have flashback? We'll get rid of her annoying Saga and whatever this is. I think we got this one. Poor Chonky. Yeah, we just didn't want to. We're Chocobo haters, apparently, because we don't have any. Secretly, I love Chocobos. But today, in this particular sealed pool, we're haters. All right, feeling pretty good about life. Give Renoa flying again. That seemed pretty fun. Draw some cards. Oh, I got Aerith. That's cute. Oh, look, I drew lots of cards. That's fun. There we go. That's the W, folks. Unless she counters it. Yeah, Genova just draws you cards when a mutant dies, which I've made lots of things mutants. So, and we want to play more creatures just to make Renoa be even bigger. We don't have any tricks. We're just getting the value off of pumping up Renoa. Or pumping up another creature. Like, let's pump up, like, sure, this one. Just make everything really big. There we go. Make everything really, really big. Got 4 different creatures that are lethal to Voxy on board right now. And this is why if you got cool rares in your sealed pool, you play them and you can run 3 color. You just have to mulligan correctly and know what's in there. In comparison to our first game, our deck has really turned around. And, you know, in fairness, our first game, red-black, is a pretty typically aggressive color pairing. Rakdos! So, Zab's got me out fast of the gate, but you can see if you let me get too far, this deck does okay, especially if they're not playing counter magic. I don't know how many cards I have left in my library. Only 3, so she did get pretty close to milling me out. But it looks like I'm going to take that one. Remember, if you don't have any cards in your library to draw, that is technically a lose. So, hello, thanks Wapox. Thanks so much for coming over from Voxy's chat to say GG. That was a fun game. Cheers. Appreciate the love. All right, let's run it back. We are on game 4. We are 2-1. I know at my local game store, Addictive Behaviors, we play 4 rounds. For each round that you win, you get a pack. So right now, if this were real life, I would get 2 play booster packs of Final Fantasy that I'd have as my prize packs. Now, hopefully, we are in the 2-win bracket and sealed. So let's see how many more people are playing the MTG Early Access event that we can potentially get paired against. Also, hello, anybody, if you came over to say hi from Voxy's chat, I'm ZBexx. Thanks so much again for saying hi. Our next game is against Portich. I'm not familiar with this person. Just off of the name immediately. Here's a situation where we're probably going to have to mulligan. We've got some lower cost black spells. I do have swamp cycling though. So actually, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay, everybody. Watch this. This is why you play cards with the land type cycling, whether it's swamp cycling, forest cycling, mountain cycling. Usually the higher cost cards that have this ability wouldn't be playing Marlborough until turn 6 anyway. So we'll start off. I'm on the draw. I'm not even on the play. But we'll start off playing our tap land. See if we can draw a black. Then next we'll play our plains. And if we are on the, they were deciding what they were doing. Then if we don't draw a black source by turn 2, we'll play our plains and swamp cycle to go get that. Oh, and see, we don't necessarily need to do that because we can just play Crossroad Village and select black. Yeah, you do need to come to a pre-release at Addictive Behaviors. Okay, fly across the ocean. All right, I'm going to play an extra land first just because my opponent has blue showing. I don't know if there's any type of mana leak, syncopate type counter unless they pay 1 spells, but it's always safe just to play your lands first. Unless you have a landfall creature, then you might think about playing your land afterwards. They don't have this tapped creature right now. It doesn't get non-defender until you can put a counter on it. Kind of want to wait until their creature is tapped, but I'd also just rather have a... yeah. Sheesh. I'll play this guy out here. We wanna keep playing creatures and stuff. Have a blocker. Come down to GPZ and see our ridiculous pre-release. Dragonstorm had 59 or 60 players. You were there until 2 a.m. Before the pandemic, we used to fit 60 players in our store. And before our pandemic, we also had our back storage space as play space as well. So now we cap out events closer to about 30, 40 players, just because we like to keep the tables more spaced. The spacing of the tables from pandemic, we kept. And I think it's more friendly for those with disabilities that might have accessibility devices like wheelchairs, walkers, stuff like that. So it's good stuff. Oh, we love Genova. We can put a counter on our demon wall and make it be able to attack. And if it dies, I draw 4 cards anyway. And it's menace, so they can't block anyway. Genova! We love Genova. Princess of Genova. Think of the Princess Diaries. Yeah, go ahead, kill it. I'll draw 4 cards. I think it's Genovia, but still in that movie. There's a 3rd Princess Diaries in production. I know, I want to see it. I do stan Anne Hathaway. I enjoy her. Oh, it's only a 16-hour flight. Nice. We have an airport in Eugene. What is this? Can't be blocked. BS. Oh, flying. Yeah. Well, now you have a tapped creature. Huh. Funny how that works. See, that's why I waited to play that. Oh. Well, I could make my thing bigger so that you won't have to trade with it. Two can play at this game. That was a good trick. Using the magic damper to elude my 4 damage. Make it untapped. Like, not target it. Oh. You didn't like that? You must have not had anything in your hand. Sometimes your opponent isn't feeling it, and if they want to scoop and go home, let them. It's pre-releases, sealed, they're supposed to be fun, and if they're not driving it, sometimes you just have to let them go. Now, usually in the early access events, we are encouraged to play as much of the game to show all the new cards, but, you know, sometimes if you're just burnt from someone's good play, that'll happen. Chat says, rolling on the floor laughing. All right, this game we're playing against NumotTheNummy. Nice. All right. Oh. 3 black lands and all white spells. We're going to ditch this hand back and redraw for a new hand. Okay. Natural Tron. We got our 2-drop equipment. That's fine. I do have lots of good removal and the reach creature. Jeez, what do I get rid of? This one costs 5, but it's a huge creature. As much as I'd like to keep this, I don't know how soon I'm going to get to 5. So I'll put it away. These spells I can play at 3 and at 4, so I'll be able to play them sooner. We'll go ahead and play this tapped land. You have actually heard of these opponents. Nice. Yeah, so far I've been familiar with everyone except our last opponent, which is nice. We're going against a rat with our Black Mage's Rod. Chat says, Rookcopter is probably one of the linchpins of their deck because it's so strong. Yeah, and they're like, oh, well, if I'm going to have to trade with it, it's just not worth keeping on playing. Discard a card. Well, I guess I'm going to discard a land. Because I want to play Sephiroth next turn. There we go. We got more land. Look at that. Natural Tron. Am I attacking into this? I don't think so. Am I sacrificing this creature? I don't think I am right now. Is everybody doing pre-release right now? That's awesome. Oh, and I got Aerith. Cool. Like, I don't see anything worth targeting right now. So, I probably just want to play Aerith. Or I can attack with Sephiroth, see if they go for the double block, and use Sephiroth's intervention on them. I think I like that. How do I transform it? Oh, if it happens 4 times. Or I could have equipped the equipment to it. Let's put on the pressure. They're not blocking. They see into my tricks. Maybe they have a destroy target tapped creature spell. Let's play Aerith. Time to Sephiroth's invention your own Aerith. Make your opponent scoop out of sadness. Alright, what's this? Whenever this creature enters, you lose a life and create a treasure. Whenever it attacks, you may sack another creature. Use surveil 2. I don't really feel like we want Aerith to die right now, so we'll take the 2. So if we re-equip, it costs 3, which is using quite a bit. Let's just attack and then probably use a spell on their thing. And I'll gain life, so Aerith will actually become bigger. I think we can attack with everything. Okay, cool. Oh, and we got Genova! I love it! Princess of Genovia! You know, we do have 2 in the deck, so let's make Sephiroth out of range for blocking. They probably have a removal spell, is what I'm guessing right here. What are they going to target, though? Yeah, killing Aerith is not good right now because I will get to put counters on each legendary creature, which will just make Sephiroth and Genova even larger threats to deal with on my next turn. Or even more damage to take from Sephiroth right now. They can't only kill the Black Mage's Rod with their Undercity Dire Rat, because then they're taking lethal from either of my 2 creatures. I have put NumotTheNummy in a tough spot. Alright, I get to draw 4 cards. Super sweet. We love it. You're going to make some Moogles that are indestructible. Okay. Sure. So wherever I put the damage doesn't really matter currently, but now I'm going to do some more things. Go ahead and play a land for the turn. Probably this one that enters tapped since I don't have anything to do. I'm at 30 life in comparison to my opponent who's at 3 life. Oh, you got rid of Genova. It's okay. I've got 5 cards in my hand to your 0. And a Gigantitoad potentially coming up. Alright, let's definitely play the Gigantitoad, because that's going to be huge next turn. Let's also definitely play a good blocker or a mana dork. I feel like the good blocker for now. And we could make them trade that thing. Or we could hang back with a blocker. They've got life linkers. I would like to block one of the life linking Moogles and make it so they don't want to attack into that. Alright. Look at this. We're going to have Gigantitoad being huge. We've got Mana Dorks. Now let's attack. Yeah, get rid of that stuff. That's fine. Save our removal spell. Let's go ahead and use our... If we use our excess mana to equip right now... We won't have enough to use the spell if they play anything good. We have plenty of mana. Let's just pass. See? What is this? Destroy all artifacts and creatures? It wouldn't have mattered if we had equipped it. Alright, I can't really do anything about that. Alright, T-Rex! T-Rex! All right, feeling pretty good about life right now. And, yeah, we're not really worried about that. Sure, I will take the 3. All right. There we go. I will use my bird to bounce my permanent to my hand to make the removal spell fizzle. And replay my T-Rex. Gain 3 more life. We drew all of the answers. Wow. All right, cool. That was a great game. Thanks for the game, Numot. Okay, let's keep it going. Chat says, I shouldn't think about things like fights and stuff. Not sure what you're referring to, Sarithra. Crompt says the T-Rex can certainly do something about that. Oh, flights. I read fights instead of flights. It's only about 500 to 700 pounds for flights. That sounds... I don't know what the pound to the dollar is, but that sounds inexpensive. I feel like it for me to get from Oregon to Europe is like at least $1,000. Unless I want to choose the dates that Google says are cheap travel, then sometimes you can find some good deals. I have not tried out any of the Final Fantasy Commander decks. Rohan, have you taken a look at any of the Commander deck gameplay yet? I obviously want to try out the Terra deck, but I have not tested them yet. All right, next up, we're playing against Tauna. We got our Natural Tron. We got our 2-drop stuff. We got our Gigantic Toad for when we get our 4th land. I think this is great. Nah, you play on MTGO and want to, though. Yeah, I have all of the decks as an MTG ambassador, but I didn't get a chance to play them with anybody yet. And I've just been between Reign of Jafar for Disney Lorcana and other Final Fantasy pack openings I've been doing within this like literal same window of time. I just haven't had time to organize more. I guess I could have technically played it with my community day peeps, but Dark Confidant is in this? Really? Sure, you can take your life faster. Oh, that was not the one I meant to play. I meant to play this to play that. Can I undo? No, I can't. I wasn't paying attention. I thought that this was my defender card. So that was a whoopsie on my fault. Okay, $948 for a flight to the US. That sounds more like it. Manic says, I've never seen an MTG game that allows you to play custom rather than pre-builds. Is there one? Like, I'm not quite sure what you're asking. So I should have had 2 creatures out here. Like the paper cards or the arena, because arena you can play whatever you want. Build your own decks. So, you know, if I would have had my creature out, I might have traded with their Dark Confidant. But now we're gonna play Sephiroth. Ooh, or Aerith. Probably Sephiroth though. Just because it's a good blocker for Dark Confidant. Oh, that's true. If you were playing the old MTG video games, I think those were presets. I will say, if you miss a play and play the wrong land like I did, this is a great example of how it can really mess you up. But it's okay. We're gonna stabilize and get through this. We've got plenty of lands. Play our Gigantitoad. Have a nice blocker. They've been taking their own life. They hit another land. But next turn, we'll have a land that we drop so we can play Aerith and our other 2-drop creature. Or if we need to do tricks, we can do that too. And then we'll have lifelink. So I'm not in too bad of a spot right now, as long as they don't play something that I need removal for. Oh, they're going to remove my card. Not remove it, they're going to gain control of it. Okay. Give me that back. Good, I got my other white so I can do all of the things that I want to do. Get out those blockers. We are on defense. No attacks, please. When you're below 10 life, I would highly recommend to play cautiously. So this is not a spot where you want to tap out your creatures, especially with stuff in this set with the non-creature spell guy that just deals damage to you. Yikes. Ooh. Ooh. My lifelink is gone. I am dead, so this that's a good example of where, had I played the correct 2-drop with my correct lands, I don't know if I'm gonna win this game. I have no creatures left to play, so that was a whoopsie on my part. Sorry, chat. Sometimes I get distracted. They have had Dark Confidant, which I will say, Dark Confidant gives huge card advantage. Card advantage, you can see that they have 6 cards in their hands right now in comparison to my 3. Even though they're taking life, they have had 2 of those hits where they've just been lands and haven't had to take any life. So maybe I would have gotten away from this game had I played my 2-drops correctly. But that's where you can see if you don't have cards that you can play on turn 2, like our very first game when we had those 2 4-mana sorceries in play. that we ended up cutting from our deck, adding that 2-drop, just being able to play any 2-drop creature that could have traded earlier on. I think that was a great example so that you can see, even with my mistake, I feel like that illustrates exactly why you need to play the lower cost cards in your deck. All right, we can still keep going. Yes, Dark Confidant uses life as a resource, and that was a great example of it. So thank you, Tauna, for that. I appreciate you being a great example for this video. Also, if you're here on YouTube, make sure to slam the subscribe button, give this video a like, and tell me what your favorite game moment has been so far during this sealed event. If you're watching this after the pre-release, please tell me a card that you enjoyed playing at the Final Fantasy pre-release down in the comments. Or even something that you wish you had had in your pool. Maybe something that your opponent beat you with. Like Dark Confidant in my deck would be pretty decent. Sometimes we misplay our lands, and that's okay. It's sealed. It's all fun. I think with Magic, as long as you're having fun and continuing to learn, there's no bad games. And I blatantly realized that I made that misplay. But we're going to move on from it now. We're on to the next game. On to the next match. Okay, now Manic was asking, you may have to push the download. Yeah, MTGArena is cool. You can play it on Mac PC or phones, Android or iPhone. I will say, fair warning, if you're going to try to play it on your phone, it is a huge amount of gigabytes. Like today, for me to download this, I had to download 9 gigabytes of stuff to get new stuff, and just to get MTGArena on my new computer, it was 5 gigabytes. So if you're going to play it on your phone, you do need a more current phone, and just know it's going to suck your memory and your battery. So I do recommend having a computer to play it at, but it is possible to play it from a tablet or a phone. Kind of nice if you're just in bed or something and you want to or on the couch and play while you're doing stuff. But just be warned about that. I did take Arena off my phone because I was like, I need space. I need that storage space for that video, making the content. All right, this time we're playing against acrligh. 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 If anybody knows, tell me. They are deciding if they're going to keep or mulligan before I get to view my hand. Put on some Jeopardy music. Right, your time's up. Are you keeping or mulliganing? Your timer's going off. You're gonna waste all your timeouts. Did you mean to start the game? Are we gonna play? Sometimes you get a free buy where your opponent just doesn't show up to the match or they forget to drop. But that is not the case. Here we go. We've got a 2-drop, a mana dork. Hopefully we draw some black mana. But any other stuff that I draw that's 4, that's white or green, I should be able to play as long as it's not double white. So let's keep it. 3 lands, all stuff that's lower on the mana curve. I love that. 3 2-drops. Let's see what our avatar does. A cute little twirl. Check your nails. Now, the one thing about Arena and playing pre-release, sometimes people might take a little bit longer to look at their cards. If you're at your local game store, especially at a pre-release, give your opponent some grace. A lot more matches go to time at pre-release because everybody is reading new cards. And if you're new to Magic or returning to Magic, don't feel bad that you're having to read everything. All the cards are new for everybody. Now, that's not typically going to happen where they just concede, but, you know, we'll take it, I guess. We got to sing the Jeopardy song. Hey! All right, let's run it back. Try it again. That wasn't a bad hand, but I bet the Arena Shuffler was going to be mean to me and wasn't ever going to give me a black mana or white, and then it was going to give me my double white enchantment. So now we're on to the next game. You're the worst for using time properly. And that's why sometimes when like deciding on my Genova and other things earlier, I was just like, well, we're just gonna select this. All right, now this keep, I'm not loving this. I can forest cycle. I do have Tron. I can get to Genova if I draw another land. If I need to cycle the T-Rex, I can. I have no 2 or 3 turn play. We know I have no 1 turn plays, but I am on the draw because my opponent is going first, which means I do have potential to draw another card. The fact that I have all of my colors, sometimes in pre-release, oh, look, it's only a single mana, not a double white that I was just literally talking about. Sometimes you just have to go for it. And if you have all 3 of your colors in a 3-color deck, knowing that no matter what you draw, you're going to be able to play, it can be nice. Now, strategically, we're going to play this tapped land. And looking ahead, we don't have any double colors except for double green. Let's make it green. Just in case we don't draw another green, then we'll have our double green for the T-Rex. Because at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep it in my hand. I've got a 3-drop to play. Hopefully I draw another land. Then I'll have my couple of 4-drops that I can play. Yes, there we go. And we got the white. This is great. Okay. We're going to play Sephiroth. What's this? Okay, that's a fine drop select. We don't really care. Oh, a new card that we haven't seen yet. Saw Katsroy. When it enters, search the library for a bird or basic land, reveal it, put it in hand, shuffle. When he attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, then double the +1/+1 counters on that creature. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. We are going to save our removal spell for that guy and use it when he is tapped. Oh my goodness, that is gross. As much, okay, so other options that I could do. I just don't want him to start doubling the counters on whatever he plays, this human token guy. As much as I want to play Genova right now, Sephiroth cannot make an attack without a good trade. We're just going to save that removal. I could give Sephiroth, they're not even tapped. Yeah, we don't want to deal with that. Maybe they would trade. I doubt they would trade. I won't be able to trade with their stuff. Let's attack. There's no point in not attacking. Would I want to lose Sephiroth to Saz? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they're going to block. They don't want to lose their counter doubler. Sometimes you can evaluate when your opponent is tapped out. They don't have any tricks to play. You see, this is a really freaking strong card. They're not going to trade their creature with it. If they do, better for me. I can save my removal spell. Please just don't give him vigilance or something like that. Yeah, this is where it gets really gross. Get rid of this. Out of there. Put your counters on. Double them. That's fine. Can you imagine if he got to double them more than one time? That thing would instantly next turn be at 5. Double them. 3 would be an 8 power next turn. Gross. All right, so note to self. If you have Saz Kotsuroi in your sealed pool, you should probably play green. Because that is really strong even on just a little token of anything. All right, let's see. Squall, First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink. Make stuff cost less. Wow. Okay, now... we've got a good blocker. We're going to make Sephiroth a mutant. They can't do anything about it being that big. So we'll go ahead and attack with Sephiroth. Not sacrificing anything else. Now if they want to kill Sephiroth, I'm going to draw 4 cards. Genova! And hopefully... oh, this has Vigilance. I'm never going to be able to target it with Primal Garuda. Dang. Well, at least their token doesn't, so I can use it on that. Alright. They could have that +3/+3 and trample. I'm gonna risk it. All right. They didn't have it. Oh, it has double strike? Oh, no, that was just first strike damage. I was like, it showed the animation twice, and I was like, say what? Okay. Now, we have 2 options. We can play the big T-Rex, or we can play the summon Garuda and get rid of a creature. We're at 14 life, so let's err on the side of caution, get a flyer and another creature, and then we have Vincent's Limit Break that we can have in our back pocket and continue to make Sephiroth bigger or the flyer bigger. First strike is a beezy, so let's just keep making Sephiroth bigger. We're probably not going to attack with him this turn because he needs to be a good blocker. We don't want them to double block. Maybe we do want them to double block. No, let's play it safe. Let's play it safe. Let's not lose him out of craziness. If they want to target him, we can use the Limit Break on it. And just have him return as a 3/2 with no counters. Whenever another creature or artifact you control dies, put a counter on this. That's fine. Do you have 7 lands yet? Not yet. Not yet. Are you going to attack into my 5/5? No, you are not. All right, let's give Sephiroth flying. Right? Yeah. And I think we're just going to attack because we might want to save this. Oh, they're tapped out. Well, shoot. Let's play the T-Rex. Then we can make it a mutant. In case they want to kill it. And we'll attack with our flying creatures. Love it. Nah, I'm not sacrificing anything. We still have one more saga on this. Yeah, I would love to draw 7 cards. Kill my T-Rexar. Oh, you're gonna kill the Garuda. I didn't have any mutant counters on that. But we will gain and drain from Sephiroth. Ah! I could destroy a creature now. Cool. Their Gigantitoad is annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't quite have enough to do all of the things. Let's save our creatures for post-combat. Let's make... The T-Rex has trample. Let's just keep making this thing bigger. And just attack with that. Let's see what they do. And then let's use... We want our thing to stay alive. So let's kill the toad. Gain and drain with Sephiroth. You can put a counter on your thing. That's fine. And then we trample over for lethal for Xaxes. Yeah, we had fun in the match. I would say so. Okay, not bad. Fam, this is the last one. We have 2 losses, one of which maybe could have been prevented, but the Dark Confidant was good, and we've got 6 wins. Let's see if we can make it 7. All right, come on, Arena Shuffler. Don't do me dirty.
A few moments later.
Genova? Really good. Notice I haven't attacked with Genova a single time when I've had it out there because I'm just like, this ability is so good. I just want to keep putting counters on stuff. All right, Uno MTG. Good luck. All right. I do have Swamp Cycling in case I need it. I've got Aerith and my other colors and removal. I love it. Let's keep it. We're on the draw, so we might even draw into a black spell. Play our top land out first. Hydrate. Thanks, Sarithra, for that hydrate redemption. We don't even have to search for the black land now with our Marlboro. Let's just play Crossroads Village tapped. Choose black. There we go. And next turn we'll play Aerith. What is this? Give a creature haste. Hey, you got some fast stuff. Is Aerith going to be that good of a blocker? The Demon Wall is actually a better blocker because I don't want to just block and lose Aerith to it. So... And also, this is going to go away at the end of next turn. So I don't necessarily need to use a removal spell on it. The Prowess is potentially annoying. The non-creature spell is annoying. So this is a very fast deck. My gut is telling me to play the Demon Wall because it will be able to live It's not the most optimal use of our mana, but that one enchantment saga creature is gone now. Their next thing they play will get haste. A 4 mana creature potentially. Which I'm not necessarily wanting to block with my demon wall because it's not going to trade. That's fine. Okay, we made it past that. Hey, we could use our summon Primal Garuda to get rid of that. We're going to do that. Aerith, you can wait a little bit longer. That bam, I'm so nervous, excited. Ugh, don't like those things. We need to definitely block and get rid of this thing. They probably have a trick, but I wasn't going to use it on my flyer. Oh, yep. Ding, ding. And they draw more cards, but we trade. All right, cool. Again, we're going against that black-red archetype. Super fast, pretty aggressive, high in haste, damage, and like gain drain effects. Or just drain effects. I've got a couple of removal spells, though. Got things I can play. Yep, I figured you might do that. Okay, let's get rid of Sephiroth. We are not really wanting to deal with that. We've seen that he's going to... when another creature dies. I just don't want to see any more of this guy. And I want to gain some life. And this creature is going to go away soon. So let's go ahead and get the damage from it in. Ew. Relentless X ATM 092. Can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. I think we're going to need to use another Sephiroth's intervention on that. What's the... can't be blocked. Yeah, we're going to... does it have vigilance? It doesn't. But I'm also not trying to do... I don't have enough mana to be super tricksy. And it is a creature. So they're tapped out. So let's just get rid of it right now. I don't want to deal with that. Simple as it is. Alright, now if I hit another land, I'll be able to play Aerith. And if it's a plains and have my Suncrest on backup. You got another one? Wait, what did I just miss? Are you serious? They're only uncommons? Okay, I only have one white mana source. We're just getting rid of it. Go away. You have a third one? I'm going to be like, can you cast them from your... return this card from your graveyard, tap with the finality counter on it? Okay, there's still 2 lands away from that, potentially. What do I want to discard? Probably this guy. We're still doing okay. All right, here we go. Now we can play a big, bad 4/4. We can't do anything about the flying quite yet. but we will make our opponent discard a card, lose 2 life, and exile some cards off their library. Hopefully they exile all the lands. I don't know. I'm like, ugh. A couple lands, all right. I don't want them getting up to 8, because that thing I've already used too many removal spells on. Yes, and this is why you like removal. How they're only 1 land away from bringing those stupid things back. This is what happens when you win your matches. If you know about Swiss pairings, when you win, the next person that you play against should also be someone else who won. Unless there's an odd number of people in your event, then there is a chance that one person who won and one person who lost, or odd numbers of wins and losses, you're going to get paired against someone. This can also happen with draws, especially in the pre-release. But my point is, at the higher end of the wins bracket, you're going to play against people who have better decks. And we are playing at the 6-win bracket here. So I do expect my opponent's decks to be good at this point. As good as mine. I would really love a Genova right now, but I do like Fate of the Suncrest. You have 2 Sephiroths in your deck? No, you brought it back? Oh, you brought it back. I don't really like the Sephiroth here, and I only have 1 white mana to work with right now. I don't want you to get an attack trigger or another creature dies trigger, so we're just going to use this right now on your untapped creature. I just don't want to deal with that. And I can't block your flyer, so we're going to attack. And I would love for you to trade with your stupid pinging mage wizard. All right. We're doing okay. They're digging for some more lands so they can play their annoying card. They're probably going to be at 8 lands soon, which means we're going to have to deal with annoying artifact creatures soon. It's going to be close, Fab Fam. It's going to be close. Ooh! All right. We need the lifelink out there immediately. Aerith, you are needed. We need another body. We can't do anything about the flying, though. So this is going to be game over for us. We've had a really good fight. There's nothing I can do about flying. I used so much of my removal already. Let's get them down a little bit lower. And let them know that it's been a great game. Always be polite. Have sportsmanship at events you play. Even if you lose, stick out your hand. Offer to shake your opponent's hand. So I stick out my hand to Uno MTG. Good games, friend. I went 6-3. Not bad for my first Final Fantasy sealed event. I hope you learned a lot from watching me play, and I hope that you enjoy playing some of the new Final Fantasy cards at your local game store, on MTGArena. If you want to play with me, make sure you're in my Discord. I put all of my links below for my sponsors, Ultimate Guard, Addictive Behaviors, Cool Stuff Inc. But most of all, remember, Fab Fam, that you are the most important part of my community. I wouldn't be doing this without having you here to hang out with me. So remember, you are fabulous.